Yo. Good morning, folk. Freedom Marchers, Freedom Family, Freedom Love, Freedom Fighters. Snapzilla Gorilla in the building. Hollering at y'all with this quick live stream. Boxing is in shambles, y'all. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it this morning. It is Thursday, July 10th, 2025. And yeah, boxing wackadoodleness is all the way live, man. Boxing is crazy. Boxing is backwards. So, just found out yesterday that a 7th member, Stormy V, man, salute to you. Salute to you, man. Good morning to you, man. How you doing this morning? I just found out yesterday that a 7th Eddie Reynoso boxer popped dirty. And it took about a month after the fight was over for us to find out. And I'm trying to figure out how this keeps happening. Well, I figured it out. I figured out why it keeps happening. Because no one is holding these fighters accountable. Not only are they not holding the fighters accountable, no one is launching investigations into why so many fighters from one camp are popping dirty. If you don't want to immediately punish Eddie Reynoso for so many of his fighters popping dirty, then why not launch an investigation? Try to figure out why this is happening. Because, well, what these guys do for a living is dangerous enough as it is. And when you have an opponent who is using performance-enhancing drugs, you will not know until after, right? If they do their thing properly, if they cycle right or whatever, if they cycle the best way they can to avoid detection until they really do an extreme cut. And that's when all that shit comes out in the wash. So you might be fighting, or you will be fighting, right? Like so many fighters have in the past, like Devin Haney, Frank Martin, Triple G, all these fighters that are the subject of opponents that pop dirty. You don't find out until it's too late. And these guys are in the ring trying to knock you out. Or they're trying to beat the shit out of you, depending on their strategy, depending on their style. Nonetheless, they're putting hands on you. And if you are enhanced by drugs, then you are increasing the chances of causing harm to your opponent. No one wants to consider that, right? And that's the problem. That's why this continues to happen. Because, I won't say no one. Guys like Stormy B, man, Champside, BFTB, Drew Titan, 7A Sports TV, and very few others are hip to it. They understand. But it's like when we put it out there, we get attacked. They especially, right? Those of us who want something to be done, those of us who understand that a guy using performance-enhancing drugs enhances their performance, their performance is enhanced by the usage of performance-enhancing drugs. I don't understand what's so hard to understand about that. What you get excuses. You get people saying it's an excuse. If you lose to a guy with performance-enhancing drugs in their system, they tell you you're using that as an excuse. They're saying stupid, silly-ass, monkey-mouth shit like, well,
watch out, vehicle
if you got skills It don't matter if they on PEDs and all that bullshit. It's complete and utter tomfoolery. Complete and utter tomfoolery. He wasn't, listen, I forgot the guy's name. It's in the title. He's not the only one who recently popped dirty. Another guy popped dirty. I forgot his name too. But this continues to happen. Because those of us out there with voices that choose to use our voices to speak out against PED usage, no matter who uses it, or no matter who participates in doping, well, they're being drowned out by coons like Timocoon Bradley, Shocoon the man-child, South Sucker, and countless others that use their voice and use their platform to push nonsense so that they can drive numbers. But what's really going on is that these fighters' lives are at risk, and they're at greater risk when someone uses performance-enhancing drugs. But we want to say, oh, well, you know, I believe he was just using it to cut weight. This is that dumbass shit Andre Ward said to Devin Haney in his fucking face. He's telling you what he believes Ryan Garcia was using the shit for. We're talking about Andre SOG Ward, Hall of Famer, retired early because whatever the fuck he wanted to retire. Listen, undefeated. You know, was he elite boxer? Yes. Was his resume the greatest? But that's not the point. The point is, he has a voice. And he's using his voice to tell people that, oh, well, he was just using performance-enhancing drugs to cut weight. That's why I refer to him not as son of God, but son of goof. Because he's a goofy. Demetrius Andrade, same shit. Standing in the pocket with Ryan Garcia, who used performance-enhancing drugs against his brother Devin Haney. Standing in the pocket for Ryan Garcia. That's why it's fuck on Demetrius Andrade as well. I don't fuck with Demetrius Andrade. I have zero respect for him. I have zero respect for Andre, son of Goof Ward. I cannot and will not tolerate that level of coonery. I will not. Coon Sean Davis, same shit with him. Embracing the racist drug cheat, Ryan Garcia. I have no tolerance for none of that shit. Walaikum Assalam, King Fuser Lit House. Salute to you. I have zero tolerance. And that's how it should be carried throughout the sport amongst fans, commentators, YouTubers, whatever. But we can't get on the same page. And that's why this continues to happen. The sanctioning bodies don't want to take that money that they get to pay for the drug testing for all fighters, at least within the ranking. Start there. Start with the top 15 in your sanctioning body, and make them do 24/7, 365 drug testing, like Devin Haney has signed up to do voluntarily. Well, they're not going to do that if they don't get pushed from every direction to do it. Salute, Jut. Salute to you. What's going to happen is more and more fighters are going to continue to pop dirty. And they're going to be even more bold and even more inclined to do so because, once again, there are no consequences. 7th. This is the 7th fighter out of Eddie Reynoso's camp to pop dirty. 8 if you want to include Ryan Garcia, who was in and out of his camp, who tested positive for drugs before against Devin Haney, which pushed an asterisk on his entire resume. Puts an asterisk on it, and that goes for any fighter. Canelo Alvarez, asterisk on his entire career. Because if you're doing the PEDs now and you just got caught, what's to convince me that you've never done it before or that this is your first time? This is the first time you got caught. So that means you get a motherfucking asterisk. You know, it's like BFTB says, if you suck dick one time, you are a dick sucker for life. Period. Truer words have never been spoken. Stray Godzilla, salute to you. Jake Q, what's up, Mike? This is what's going on in the sport of boxing right now. What percentage of fighters are signing up for drug testing when they sign up to fight? Right? And listen, certain commissions, they require drug testing. Well, where I mean, is this? I mean, come on now. The state commissions need to require it. They need to require it. You know, when they're ready to fight in that state needs, and once you sign up, once you get everything locked in, that state needs to require immediate drug testing outside of what the sanctioning bodies require immediately as camp starts. So now you're covered 24/365 by the sanctioning bodies, and then you're covered from the commissions during camp and all the till the day after the fight. And the VADA testing won't stop just because the state picks it up. No, you're going to be subject to testing for both, so that when you are in camp and you have signed the fight, we can ensure, hey, we got all the bases covered. Tristan, salute to you. The brain, peace to you, brother. So what is going on? Why isn't this happening? Why is it so difficult? Why not have mobile testing centers, right? So you know that the week of the fight, you send a mobile testing center to the location, and then you you get where they can give you the results right then and there. They ain't got to send shit off. All the testing happens right there in that mobile testing station, like the one I've been to when I work, right? Can you guys hear me? Can y'all hear me? Salute. Can you drop a Romeo Lima Charlie in the chat if you can hear me? Romeo Lima Charlie, RLC. Salute to you, Queen Sister Cameron. How you doing? Okay, thank you, Cameron. So, where I leave off at, it don't matter. We know what's up. We know motherfuckers should not be running around. Oh, I was talking about the drug testing, what the solution is. Because I don't like to just discuss the problems. I like to present solutions as well. The solution is 365 24/7 drug testing. For everybody. Right? 365 24/7. That means that at any point during the year, at any point during the day, a motherfucker can pull up on you and say, hey man, say man, pissing this here thing right here, or put your arm out, we gonna draw some blood. 24/7, 365. And then when fighters pop dirty, well, then we need to get the law involved. A railroad crossing. Here's another solution. You want to stop the drug testing? Here's another thing you can do. a guy pops dirty, depending on what they pop dirty for. I mentioned this before. If he pops dirty for anything that enhances strength, speed, endurance, power to any degree, I don't care if it's Ostarine or Trent. I don't give a hot fuck. If you test positive for anything that enhances strength, speed, resilience, all that shit, well, guess what? You need to get prosecuted criminally, because you are going in with the knowledge that you are enhancing your performance, and that could cause damage or even up to death. You can cause injury up to death to your opponent, and you are knowingly doing this. You are knowingly taking these drugs, knowing that you can put these fighters' lives at risk. Prosecution to the fullest extent, attempted murder, automatically. You know how, like the 94 crime bill, where they wanted to lock black folks up, they wanted to give us 30 years for a dime bag of weed. Well, yeah. A minimum. They wanted you to have a minimum of 5 years for a dime bag of weed, up to 30 years. Well, that is something that should be done for fighters who deliberately take performance-enhancing drugs to fight their opponents. I bet you that shit will slow down then. You have to have real consequences for these things. And it has to be across the board. Across the board. Doesn't matter what state you're in. Doesn't matter what sanctioning body it is. You test positive for any of those performance enhancers that enhances strength, power, speed, endurance. Those 4 things. You get locked up. You get prosecuted. Of course, you get to go through due process, and then if you get convicted, you go to jail. You go to jail. Ryan Garcia should be in prison right now. Real talk. Tyson Fury, he should be in prison. Now, if you are using a weight cutter or a diuretic, an illegal diuretic, in some commissions you can't use diuretics at all to cut weight. That's a different story. You are causing more damage and harm to yourself than your opponent if you're trying to cut weight and you're using diuretics to do so. That's very dangerous for the user itself. And these are the differences we need to understand when we talk about this. But nonetheless, maybe not jail time, but yeah, you should get suspended. There should be automatic consequences. There should not be any pleading down to half a year or 1 year or 2 years. No. An automatic suspension of 2 years until you can prove that. Do whatever you do you need to prove that you did not deliberately use that shit, right? Whether it be you gonna run a red light, huh? Okay, that's why your car fucked up now. See, y'all think I don't pay attention, but I do when I'm driving. Anyway, so that's what needs to happen. Automatic suspension, 2 years minimum for those PEDs like fat burners, diuretics, whatever the case. The type of shit that Michelle Rivera used. Automatic 2 year suspension. Anything else? And recreational drugs, cocaine, marijuana, let's slow our roll on the marijuana, because they can use marijuana to mask performance enhancing drugs in the test. So that's a whole different story. But if you pop dirty for any of those other things, Ostarine, Trembolone, Masterone, test, any of those things, any of those boosters, any SARM, any SARM whatsoever, you are banned from boxing for your entire life. No suspension, automatic. Once you're unable to prove that you didn't take it deliberately, right? Once it's a known fact that you deliberately took these performance enhancing drugs, and you can't prove contamination, you can't prove this, that, and the third. You can't prove like poisoning, like somebody slipped it in your drink or whatever the case may be, or they slipped it into, like they found a way to have you ingest it. If you can't prove that, banned for life. You can't fight ever again. Ever again. Adam, salutes to you. Reynoso got a PED stable over there. Yes, he does. I'm not even gonna say alleged, because there is no alleged. 7 out of 7 fighters. 7 fighters that pop dirty so that we know that they had performance enhancing drugs in their system. There's nothing to allege. Eddie Reynoso has a camp where a lot of his fighters are using PEDs. This is a known fact. It's in their system, right? So if we're not going to automatically punish or suspend Eddie Reynoso or whatever, his whole camp, there needs to be an investigation into his camp to find out what the fuck is going on. Because his entire squad is putting lives at risk when they get in that ring. Jesse Brown, salute to you. Salute to you, Jesse Brown. Okay, what is going on here? Damn, they got, man, all this damn construction is fucking my shit up. Anyway, so that's what needs to happen, man. These are the solutions. It can't be anything less than that, right? I mean, you have to send a message. You have to make an example of these people. You got to make an example, because if you don't, then it's going to continue to happen. There should not be a 7th fighter out of the Reynoso camp to pop dirty, and then he still is able to do what he does. His fighters are still able to fight. Charles Xavier was good. Jason Janu says, you know, there is a speech therapy for stutters. Jesse Janu, whatever your fuck your name is, why are you so concerned about my stutter? How often do I stutter? Because when I was a kid, I did have a bad stutter, and I went to a speech therapist for that. No, it's not. It's not embarrassing. Why would it be embarrassing? Jason Jano, whatever the fuck your name is, why would it be? It's not embarrassing for me. I'm not embarrassed by it. Your mama didn't work. Your mama didn't work. That's why I kicked her out of my stable, because she was lazy. I kicked your mama out of my stable because she didn't work. Did I stutter with that? Was that clear enough for you? Did I stutter when I explained why I kicked your mama out of my stable? Or is it plain and clear? Adam said, Jesse, he probably is. He probably is a Canelo fan. I don't, it's all good. I think he heard me. Your mama didn't work. I kicked her out my stable. I didn't beat her. I don't hit women. So, oh well. But I smacked the hell out of a bitch while you're bullshitting. But I got her out of there because she wouldn't work. Your insults are immature, like your ability to speak. So my ability to speak is immature? Is that what you're saying? It's okay, Jason. It's okay, Jason. You see, I know you're upset. I know you're upset. It's okay. You're concerned about my speech. You're concerned about my stutter. But I think I made my point pretty clear. The Reynoso camp is a dirty camp, right? They have a bunch of dirtbags in their camp that use performance enhancing drugs and put other fighters at risk. Did I stutter when I mentioned that to you? Anyway, Brian Nash, salute to you. Oh, you'd like to fight me? Okay. SnapZillaGorilla@gmail.com. Stray Godzilla, can you drop my email in the chat? You like to fight me? Okay. No problem. Now you want to fight me. Now you want to fight me because I proved to you that my stutter is not affecting how people understand what I'm saying. You feel me? So go ahead. SnapZillaGorilla@gmail.com. And that's where you can hit me up and we can if you want to fight. Yeah. We can make it happen. Charles Xavier says he's concerned about your speaking on the obvious. I know he is. Oh, I'd like to fight you. Typical of you types of individuals. Brian Nash, there is no issue. He probably heard me stutter one or twice during this entire rant, and now he's saying I haven't, it is what it is. Oh, now I'm a blackie. Okay. You know, here we see the inferiority complex from an individual like Jason Junho. Okay, blackie. Well, I'm sure you wish your dick was bigger than 6 inches, like most blackies. And so, therefore, you hate us. You hate black people because you know if we smash your wife, she would not return intact. You know that if we took your wife and had some fun and she returned to you and you tried to fuck her, you would say, how come it just slide in right now? Why is it just sliding right on in? And she would tell you, I don't know. What do you mean? I don't know. But it's really because big dicks are in her. That's why. Salute to Cameron. Salute to Cameron. Are you done yet? Are you done yet, Jason? Tinfoil Cat, salute to you. Jason, I'm glad you recognize that black dick is bigger than your dick. And you are convinced that I'm not one of them. I'm glad you can recognize that what I said is true. You want to exclude me from that, but it's okay. I recognize an idiot like yourself. It's okay. I can be your idiot. It's okay. Brian Nash says, remember, he's watching you. Who's watching me? Anyway. Looks like I need a phone book to send on. Okay. If that's what you believe. Charles Xavier says, call ICE now. We probably need to. Shit. Take your ass on somewhere. Anyway. We need to punish these PED users. They need to be punished. And it needs to be harsh. And it needs to be final and automatic. You go through a process of investigation. You give them an opportunity to try and prove that they were contaminated or that they did not do it deliberately. And once they're unable to do that, automatic 2-year suspension if you're taking the lesser PEDs, or prosecution and a lifetime ban if you're taking enhancers that improve your strength, speed, endurance, and all that shit. Everything that can give you an edge over your opponent in the ring. If they're not taking performance-enhancing drugs, of course. Brian Nash, yeah, everyone's watching me. Okay. Where do y'all be coming from? Do the mother think you are just trying to pick up little boys? Charles Xavier, there's no point, man. I mean, they will never go away. They will always be around. Right? And I understand this. No, Charles Xavier, we don't need to block anybody. I am a believer in free speech. Now, if they're spamming or behaving like bots, then that's when we get on them, right? But I like this because we want to expose this. We want people to say what they want to say, right? And once they say what they want to say, everybody gets to see it, right? Like he called me a blackie earlier. That's what this comes down to. He hates me because I'm black. Brian Nash says, if you need drugs, to me, that's a handicap. Absolutely it is. Jesse Brown says, I'm more of a brownie. Yeah, definitely. So free speech allows you to see how your enemy thinks by what they say. If you stifle free speech or censor, well, you're not going to have that understanding. You want these people to say what they want to say. It's called black fatigue. Okay. Doesn't matter when your women ain't tired of us. When your women ain't tired of us, it's not black fatigue. It's only black fatigue for certain members of your organization or your race. Can y'all hear me? Anyway. Oh, y'all can hear me? I didn't. Usually when I get phone calls, the mic doesn't pick me up anymore after that. Well, I gotta get out of here. Salute to y'all. Thank you for coming through. Much love. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you guys for your comments. Hell, even I appreciate Jason for coming through. People need to see this type of stuff. I appreciate all your comments. Whether you like me, hate me, agree or disagree, it's all good, man. It's all good. Free speech is the best thing in the world. It's one of the best things in the world. Free speech is great. Anyway, much love, like, share, subscribe, man. Let's get these goddamn drug cheats out of the sport of boxing. And we're going to keep marching forward toward